Welcome, anime enthusiasts, to Squad Nero, the ultimate destination for all things anime. Whether you're a seasoned otaku or just taking your first steps into the captivating world of Japanese animation, you found your home. I'm Rob, aka Sage. With me today, I have Niall, aka Croco's Corner, Chef D, and T Smooth, your guides through the vast realms of creativity, epic adventures, and heartfelt stories that anime, animation, and gaming have to offer. Join us each week as we dive deep into the latest releases, explore hidden gems, and discuss the hottest topics in the Blur community. Get ready for a journey filled with laughter, tears, and the unbridled passion that makes anime a truly unique art form. Without further ado, let the anime odyssey begin. Week 34, episode 34 in this thing. Yet again, we back. Squad Nero. We in the three-man weave today. Smooth three-man weave because our friend Chef D is out. But that's okay. That's okay. We gonna see him back on the next episode. We got a couple of topics we gotta go over real quick. But first of all, it's Squad Nero. We gotta go over some anime at some form of capacity or manga. And JJK manga, in my personal opinion, has been cooking up something fierce. All right. So we got chapter 267. Now, if you want to go over, this is a spoiler. Keep in mind. So if you're not caught up in the manga, this is the most recent chapter in Jujutsu Kaisen that has just dropped this past Sunday. Please tune off from right now. But we about to talk about this, and we about to get ingratiated in this information. Go ahead.
You want me to start?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So before the chat, all right, I'm a little conflicted. When the chapter came out, I was like, oh, this is cooking. And it still is. I love it. I personally love how everything is going. Us getting Nobara back and her being able to put the combo, just the UG combo move, the double team is reminiscent of when they were fighting against the like one of Yuji's brothers. Well, when they was both of them, it was two of Yuji's brothers before they fought Choza.
Mm-hmm. Or
They
nah,
were,
not the two brothers that he fought with, Nobara.
It was
Yeah.
I really did appreciate. We didn't get I appreciated that because when you think about shows like Naruto, let's just go with the big three of the past, like Naruto, Bleach, One Piece, you don't really get those female male team the perfect team ups.
Mm-hmm.
Now, granted, you did with Naruto at the end. They finally gave Sakura a moment when they was fighting the
Kaguya?
Atsuki mom, yeah, Kaguya. Uh, they gave her a moment then, but to me that was too late. So I really did appreciate that little arc where they was facing the blood paintings because to me it was dang, I never seen anything like this where it's you got the female character kind of I don't want to sound rude, but being important. I know that sound messed up, but a lot of times I don't know what it is, but they had a female character. It's she could be a boss and they don't really execute it well. So it was nice to be able to see that, and then to have her, this character we thought was gone, wiped away off the face of the planet, for her to be able to come in and be one of the final two punches along with Yuji's Black Flash. I thought that was poetic almost. I was like, man, Gege did that. I like that. Um, Everything has gone. This part, which I've said in the last episode, I was like, I don't know. I was last episode, I admitted that this is finally what I had been waiting for, in the sense of I wanted to see how this story was going to come around and how they were going to make Yuji be able to be the one to be able to be what potentially could be the sealing deal on Sukuna. And they started that last chapter, and then this chapter, I feel like they just followed it up perfectly. Um one of the two things that I going back to Nobara for a second, her like the resonance is a soul technique, right? Like it's not to the level of Yuji's, but it's like right. Am I wrong about that, or is that
Mm.
correct?
She technically yes, because her she didn't play a vital part in Mahito, if I'm not mistaken,
No.
but she posed a significant risk because I believe they did fight at a point in time. And I don't know, did he didn't get her back then? Did he? Or then Nanami pulled up and saved her?
Way back before they fought in the Shibuya. Is that
Okay.
what you? Yeah, I
Nah,
think
I thought that was in Shibuya before because she fought him in the alleyway, if I'm not mistaken.
yes, she did. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes, yes. Yep. Yeah.
And she
Yep.
hit the one.
You're
She hit the
right.
one clone. That was when Yuji was hitting his ass with the combo.
Yep.
She
You're
hit the
right.
one clone, and that soul resonance went back to the original Mahito. And
Yes.
that's when that opened up the combo for Yuji. But so I feel like her whole entire thing, her whole entire curse technique was like the smoking gun
Yes.
that we bypassed the whole entire time. It is the
Yes.
one thing that can actually give significant damage to
No
Sukuna
matter the
besides
strength of
Yuji.
the person, right? It's the same thing with Yuji. Yuji is I can affect the soul, so it doesn't like even if you are super powerful, you still will be impacted by this. And it's the same thing with Nobara with resonance. It's like you can still be very strong, but it does not matter because this impacts your soul. It is like it's like a sure hit. It's almost like the domain. Like it's like the domain outside of the domain. Because it's in a sense got a so it's got a as long as they execute it accurately and properly, Yuji Black Flashes and Nobra's Resonance, as long as they like satisfy what they need to execute it, it's like a sure hit. Just almost like out like a domain attack, but on the outside. So it really did come back around to making complete sense.
And
Uh,
he's doing this with deadline, like a stark deadline. He's interweaving shit from the past, bringing it to the forefront in a way that if you don't have a minimum IQ, you won't even be able to comprehend what the hell is going on.
yeah,
He's doing so much with the story.
it's so. Now, let me just say this is the last part that I got because I did have a but at the beginning of this pause, and that but got to come back around pause. But 4 chapters left. I know.
Nah, it
I
just hit me.
tried.
If you ain't say nothing, I wouldn't have said
No,
that.
that's why I'll be covering all of them because I don't know what's pause, but I don't know what's gonna happen. So that's why I'm like, not playing any games.
It's okay.
But 4 chapters.
4 chapters left.
I'm gonna leave my thoughts right now, right there, and I'm gonna let y'all go. But 4 chapters.
We gonna get T's thoughts real quick, and then I'm about to ask y'all a crucial question because I'm not gonna lie. How I'm looking at it right now, this nigga Yuji is on the brink of death. This nigga has one eye shut. I'm looking at the panel right now. One
Oh
eye shut. Nigga Sukuna has been still fighting back this whole entire time. It's not like he's been hitting a desolate target. This nigga Sukuna is alpha blood, and he already pissed off. But the one thing, like, it took what was the lore? It took multiple niggas back in the Heian era to be able to push Sukuna to almost the brink, supposedly, or to make him do what he had to do. I don't necessarily. I can't remember. I have to research. Go back. I could be wrong, but it took multiple people of high strength just in order to get this nigga Sukuna, just to the point of the brink of death this time. Now he can't fucking scurry away anything like that. Probably even more niggas, cause it was niggas that was coming out the woodwork. Niggas from Africa,
yeah.
pulling up overseas. Nigga, ghetto homies pulling up like nigga. We thought y'all was gone. Like this is crazy. But T, how's your thoughts on the recent chapter?
This chapter, straight gas, straight gas. That gorilla Kush, that no way home. That if I smoke it, I just don't know where I'm going, but I know where I'm gonna be.
Yeah.
When you see Nobara come back and she hit that look like it's over. She came. She literally is coming in clutch like Curry did in the final game of the Olympics. Like you think like yeah, we gonna get that ending, but how was it gonna happen? Nobara showed up and showed out. She popped out like the boogeyman. She said, "What's up, Doc?" She said, "I never knew who my daddy was, but I was born ready." She said, "Ooh, I was born and I knew I'm gonna make a name for myself in here." She said, "My daddy." Okay, I'm not gonna go any further because
I thought we was done. I
I
thought
was
we was done with this.
I'm literally on my 30th watch of Deadpool, but that's neither here nor there.
Yo.
But Gambit, can we get that, please, Marvel? But honestly, like this chapter is bringing it literally gives me Naruto feels for that Team 7 team up. It's just we
Mhm.
need that moment of Megami to actually break
That
out
would be
of that
great.
and have him like fight Sukuna from the inside. No Diddy. And to if Megami like actually, it would be dope for them to have like a Sasuke Naruto moment where Yuji does something where he does another domain, but he's able to split Sukuna, and like just like how he was in his domain, but Sukuna was looking like Yuji again. And Megami shows up, and they're like in Megami's body, like in his soul, duking it out. And you got Megami actually looking how he used to be, not what we know he's gonna look like. My son gonna look like he's probably gonna be in a coma after this.
It's gonna be the nah. It's actually gonna be the perfect because he's been basically getting drenched in basically the shadows. If you
Home,
want to say it, his soul
home,
and his whole entire curse technique
home gonna be like
deals
this when
with
he's done with the fight.
shadows for Shikigami or Shinigami, whichever one it is.
I'm just saying, Megami
I
gonna be
feel
like
like he
this.
might come, especially with having a crash course in how to actually use his 10 shadows. I still think possibly Megami could turn Sukuna possibly into like his main 10 shadows because they did say the 10 shadows doesn't work right now because Maharaga was basically like obliterated. So I don't, they have to come back with a way either that or I don't know, like,
So my question is this: is Megami like a better version of Shikamaru?
oh, well, fight
No.
wise,
Not
Fighting wise,
not
yeah.
strategic wise. I'm saying like fight wise because he does technically use a shadow ability, but at the same time, it seems like Megami would overpower Shikamaru if they fought. But I feel like Shikamaru would still get the upper hand because he knows how to strategize against his opponents. So my thing is, it just feels like Megami is like a poor man's Sasuke, but a better version of Shikamaru.
if Megami pull out Maharaga, ain't nothing that
Shikamaru
Shikamaru
can't
could
do
do.
anything.
Ain't
Yeah.
nothing that Shikamaru could do.
That's if he
And
allows him
technically,
to do it.
and,
That's if he
and, te-
allows him to do it.
and technically, I mean,
If Shikamaru catches him with that shadow, he's not going. As soon as he
The
tries to
wild
go like
part is you
this,
can't. He couldn't pop his domain because Shikamaru would be able to make. He
yeah,
would cover the whole
yeah,
area.
yeah, yeah.
So the minute that he pop
Only
his domain, he would be frozen.
and literally, if here's the thing, if
but
Shikamaru,
that don't knock away the sure hit effect. Once he popped that domain, it's clipped, nigga. Ain't nothing that Shikamaru's defenses that can stop that sure hit effect.
I understand that, but you have to make that hand motion or whatever sign or whatever to pop that domain. As soon as he notices that he's going to do it, and he's pretty much going to probably strategize and know when he's going to do it, he will have that shadow hitting in the shadow hitting in the shadows, and literally would catch him slipping. Look at what he did during the tuning exams when he caught homegirl.
This is a very crucial question. Are we talking about Megami before when he was a little squirt wet behind the ears?
No, we talking
Are we
about
talking?
We
Are we talking about
we'll take
Megami after?
Megami. I'll take Megami
Are
in his
we
prime
talking
against Shikamaru
Megami
in his prime.
Well, that's the thing.
after
Even without,
after this shit?
I kind of agree with Rob because after that's the thing. Even if he hit his domain though, and he was able to contain him, the fact that it got hit, like let's say he froze him right as he hit it,
It's not
just
stopping it.
yeah, it's still happening. And the thing is even if Megami is like unable to move, the his little beast can still do they damage. The rabbits would cook Shikamaru.
And at
And
least
in the domain,
get him to release the jutsu, and now you got fucking flying lightning birds coming at you full speed.
yeah.
And just in case if that nigga really push come to shove, boom, Maharaga. Now
That's the thing
everybody
is that
getting fucked up.
Shikamaru would prepare
If he
more
do.
for that. Shikamaru is like Batman, where it's like he would prepare unless it was some. If Shikamaru is just like Batman, bro. If he don't have any time to prepare, he like
It's
one of the
over.
weakest characters
Oh yeah.
ever.
Oh yeah.
But if he has time to prepare, he will find a way to like he will. That's where it's a question mark. That's why I say that he isn't as good of a character as Shikamaru. Megami isn't, because that's the part that will make Shikamaru shine. Is not his actual like shadow bind technique, but it's his intelligence. Because he would find a way to. He would just get to. He would get to Megami. The way Megami, that's Megami's biggest weakness is he like, even though he don't seem like it, he too sensitive. It would be easy to get to. He would be able to psychologically get to him, even if Shikamaru
He
knew that was the only
was
way.
though. We gotta keep in mind this nigga was moving that profound. Like he did have some feats if we think about it closely. He was going hand to hand with Toji at some point in time. Albeit he was running away, he was still missing all of the shots Toji, a
Don't doubt
heavily
that
restricted
Shinobi
person.
speed though. That Shinobi speed is different, bro.
But
I don't know which is
am I
which
looking
is
at
more intense.
Shikamaru? Am I looking at Shikamaru as a fast ass nigga? No.
Have we had to see Shikamaru in a position like that though?
Nope.
No.
Not really.
No, I'm saying,
I'd expect the Kiba to be faster. I'd expect the Neji in this heyday to be faster. Sasuke most definitely faster.
bro, the way they be whipping through them trees and all of them can. Remember when they fought that bone dude? Remember how fast all of them was moving through the
Oh,
trees,
Kimimaru.
Shikamaru included? All of them. Remember how fast they was? I remember that they was moving like they looked like the riot cage when they was moving through those trees.
Yeah.
So it's like push to his limits. I don't know, because he might be like really nice with it. He might. I don't know. We just never seen that with Shikamaru,
If
because Shikamaru
Shikamaru,
always asks to sit back.
but here's the thing: if Shikamaru is serious, then he's a problem. When he has to get
Yeah.
serious, he's a problem. But other than that, what a drag. I don't feel like doing this. He just does the bare minimum just to do what he needs to do.
Yeah.
You let that man get serious, everybody's getting clapped. Easy.
I think if they just did this on some, I can't remember the YouTube series, but it was like versus.
Oh, the death
Ultimate Death
battle
Battle.
thing.
Yeah, death battle.
Yeah.
Death battle. If they did a death battle with Shikamaru versus Megami, and all of them had their powers, and there was no time to prepare, I believe like they usually do, I think Megami no diffs.
Yeah, because
Expeditiously.
like you said, uh Maharaga alone, it's over. Like
All you got.
if Megami was just like, I'm standing on a building, I don't know nothing about this dude, I'm about to pop Maharaga, it's over. It's over.
Well, my thing is this: at the end of the day, it's like saying Batman can't beat nobody without prep time, which is true.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
is true. Because every time, one thing is, if you
Not
look at Batman,
nobody.
mm, no,
Not nobody.
no, he needs prep. He
Most
needs
can
prep
beat
time.
Batman without prep time.
He needs prep time to beat somebody.
Deathstroke can beat Batman without prep time.
Here's the
Oh
thing:
shit.
if Batman goes up against anybody and he does not have that prep time to research their weakness, what he has to do, Batman's getting clipped every time.
Yeah.
He's getting clipped.
Maybe like
Literally,
a
at the
Teen
end of the day.
Titan. He could beat a Teen Titan without
No,
maybe
straight
they even
hand.
like Yeah, straight hands. Like if it was Robin, he could beat anybody. That means not Teen Titans, Bat Family. He could beat anybody in the Bat Family. I feel like without prep time. But like outside of that, I don't know, bro.
My whole thing is at the end of the day, this Jujutsu Kaisen chapter is up there because honestly, yes, we're coming to a close, and Gege is really trying to pull out all the daggone stops. Looking at it, do we go on hiatus this weekend for it, or
Nah, we get the
No.
next chapter this weekend, and then the hiatus after that, and then the last
Three.
three chapters. Yeah, back to back
That
to
mean they
back.
leaving us on a cliffhanger. We definitely getting a cliffhanger this week.
Usually dying.
All right, yeah. What's your question? I want to hear this full question.
Do you think? Because I'm looking again back at these things. Yuji has taken considerable damage, and Sukuna was talking about it and brought it up. He hasn't been using reverse curse technique because he popped his domain expansion. Nigga, blood is coming out his mouth. Blood is on his other eye. It's closed up at this point in time. He just beat the hell up. This is like Tanjiro in the final fight. Beat the hell up.
Does he take
And I don't
Sukuna with him?
I think that's the only rightful way to do it. But at
uh,
the same time, you're like,
you
damn,
you
what
messed up
about
though?
Or
You messed
what?
up when you say Tanjiro like beat up like Tanjiro. Remember what happened in the entertainment district? That man was supposed to die. Literally, he took all that poison and he still
Oh
lived.
yeah.
He still lived. So you cannot say in the same form like Tanjiro because that's saying Yuji is going to live, aka plot armor. Honestly, I'll be okay if Yuji get packed up, but let him have that moment going out in a blaze of glory when he takes Sukuna out. He that's the only way I'm satisfied. Like I don't want a cookie cutter, same old.
Well,
Yay, he
who else would
lives.
beat Sukuna if
No, that's what
Yuji
I'm saying.
doesn't?
But my thing is, I'm saying Yuji takes him out in a blaze of glory while taking himself out in the process.
Yeah, I can see that.
I'll
I
be
don't think it's
okay
gonna
with that
happen.
ending. You say you think that might
He's
happen?
nah, I don't think it's gonna happen. Like, cause it seemed one of the punches that Yuji did, or the knee that Yuji did the first after he hit him with the soul dismantle, it looked like he threw up some of the fingers.
Yeah.
So I think he's just gonna keep depowering and depowering and depowering until he throws up all of these fingers, therefore giving Megami his body back. Initially is what I'm thinking. But they still have to figure out a way to
Equivalent to
destroy those
Sukuna
fingers.
dying.
They still have to figure out a way to destroy those fingers at the same time if that's the case. Either
So then you're
that,
saying Sukuna technically wouldn't die.
I don't believe so. If the lure is correct, because I don't necessarily know how they're because when he threw up some fingers before, he immediately thought, I need to put these shits back down my mouth, even though this shit is nasty as fuck. But then again, context speaking, this nigga is a nasty ass nigga. But he puts them back in his mouth, so he sees that these things are important, at least for him to keep his control over Megami. I think you still have to find a way, and Nobara might be the best possible means to do it. If they extinguish the soul, then the fingers have no use to them anymore. We figured that out from Yuta's um copy technique and how it works.
Couldn't
Where
Yuji's last dying breath though be extinguishing Sukuna's soul?
yeah, I can see that. I just have to see. I see the Black Flash did some considerable amount of damage, but again, with Gege writing, even though it's 4 chapters left, who knows what this nigga Sukuna got up his sleeve? Who knows what Orame got up their sleeve if they see this? And
Could
what's going on with Hikari?
could Megami confine Sukuna's soul to one of his shadows?
Shadows? That's what I was thinking. I thought that's what happened with his one leg, but his did his leg come back? He used
I don't
reverse.
know.
His leg did come back, so he used reverse curse technique to take it back. So I don't know. I would hope so. I feel like that would be dope. That would be needed for Mega B to be like that nigga.
Yuji die next chapter would be crazy.
I don't see them doing
Maybe
that. Yuji gotta die like the second to last chapter, and then the
or the
last
last
chapter is the
chapter.
epilogue. Yeah,
Leave it off.
you can't have him die and then we get a week hiatus and then 3 chapters left. You can't just kill
That
Yuji that
sound
early.
like some gay
Imagine.
gay. That sound like some gay gay ish to
Imagine.
do. That sound like some gay ish to do though. Kill them all, kill them, and then go on break for 2 weeks,
Yo, no, it's not 2 weeks. It's only one.
1 week.
I'd be pissed, boy.
But I could like so see that happening.
And with this, Yuji confined Sukuna's soul, but at what
Would it be
cost?
something where we see one last clash between, similar to Gojo, where we see one last clash between Yuji and Sukuna, and then Yuji wake up in one of them little spots like with his grandfather?
Everybody surrounded him
Yeah.
in the real world.
Yeah.
Damn,
Get clapped.
damn. It's too many goats that they got packed up in, but it's so realistic. I fucking love it, dog. Oh, oh,
Well, yeah, and
fuck,
then
man.
there's Urahami. Like, what would what if what if Urahami or whatever the name
Urame.
is, Urame, what if Urame, like, still got a little bit. Sukuna respected Urame. Now, I don't think it was just because Urame like worshipped Sukuna. I think it had to do something with strength. So what if Urame hasn't been showing? I don't know whether it's a he or she. I'm gonna be a buck with y'all.
I think they said, oh, that. Oh, I just thought about it.
But like,
Gege might cook something up because that was the one thing that people been getting on his ass about. Like we were supposed to see Hikari fight Narame. I think supposedly, like, I think I was watching a video. They were saying that before one of the chapters in JJK, they said that they needed to take out Sukuna and Narame at the same exact time.
Mm.
What if Hikari was just stalling time since his curse technique gives him that technically? He could keep hitting jackpot over and over and over again, keep getting limitless reverse curse technique at that point in time, and just keep prolonging the fight, which he would be the perfect person to go against Arame. And then once he finds out that Yuji took out Sukuna, immediately takes out Arame right after that, and we get to see that within a chapter.
Mm.
and then boom, the next 3 chapters is just epilogue.
Possibly.
Oh my goodness. Nah, I can't. I can't have that.
I don't know. I really don't know. I know Yuji is gonna be the one to die. I think everybody understands that.
Yeah.
Like, cause at this point, if it was gonna be everybody but Yuji,
If he
yeah, it would have
survives,
had to happen. It would have had to happen by now. Like, you would have had to see. What I mean
nah.
by that is, you would have had to see way more characters die
What
if
if
that was gonna happen.
What if it was a fucking? You said you brought up a cliffhanger earlier, right?
Yeah.
What if they leave us off on a cliffhanger for the whole series, right? And this nigga do end up opening the merger. Only a couple niggas was able to get away, and it ends off on the merger just wreaking havoc on everybody in the vicinity. And
Nah,
Yuji
cause
is one of the
Gege
only people to
said.
get away.
I think Gege wants to, like. I don't think Gege wants any, like, there to even be a possibility of this series having a follow up. I don't think he wants to. I
Mm.
could be wrong on that, but I don't think. I think he wants this to be like a one and done.
Yeah, he tired of this shit. He like, I want to get to something else now.
Pretty much.
But like, no, but see, here's the thing. Like, they have assistants and different people that they kind of will try. Like, think about Dragon Ball and um or Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super, how Super was done by not rest in peace, but not
Kira.
Toriyama.
Kiriyama, yeah, Kira Toriyama, but by like his assistant that helped on like other things with him. Same thing with not One Piece, but something else is like that, where it's like the assistant made the part two to it. And it's like there would be like it would be room for that, but I don't think Gege even wants that. Like he doesn't want anybody to. This is it. I think that's how it seemed, but I do wonder would he just do something like that, leave it open ended for the series to possibly have a part two? Because Demon Slayer is kind of like that, where it's like the the mangaka didn't want to do like the mangaka wanted this to be a one and done, but I think because of the success at the very end of it, that's why we get that ending that we get with Demon Slayer, where it's like with the kids. They could very well open that up. Same thing with Bleach. Bleach was supposed to end with this 1,000 year war art, but the way that Bleach ends, it still can keep going. And in fact, I think Tite Kubo came back out and was like, "Yeah, I got another arc after this 1,000 year war art." Like he just wait until that get done, and then what was that other show, or the series Burn the Witch? He want to do more with Burn the Witch, but technically you could even count Burn the Witch as being like a follow-up series because it exists in the Bleach world. So it's one of them things where it's like, even though it seemed like Gege wanted to end this in one go, could the success of the series and the money of the
Push
series,
it.
right, to where you
Hey,
do get a cliffhanger at the end? Because
I'm
I don't know.
I'm curious because Atsushi Okubo, if I'm mispronouncing, my bad. He created Fire Force and Soul Eater. Fire Force is obviously the more recent one. Soul Eater is
Mm-hmm.
the older one. Did he always figure like did he work on other mangas in the middle of creating Soul Eater and Fire Force, or did he create Soul Eater, realize this popularity and everything like that, and eventually created Fire Force in that aspect? Like I feel like things could change,
Well,
especially with the popularity of Jujutsu, especially how Gege writes. It would be like an easy slam dunk, and oh, that would give everybody what they wanted. At the same time, not give everybody what they wanted. It would be a big leap, but we haven't seen an anime or manga like this drop like this in quite some time where the shit could just be bleak as fuck.
Yeah,
You take care of one demon, the universe always has to be able to be fixed. It always has to be an
have
equal
a
level of
balance.
good and an equal level of bad. Sukuna was that equal level of bad, Gojo was that equal level of good. At least we thought. And then we
so
realized that it's not. And now if Sukuna gets taken care of, that shit's gonna have to balance.
But now you make now, yep, see, because you brought up a really good point. Every single one of these sorcerers in this fight with Sukuna has like really increased their level of skill and proficiency in jujutsu. Even Megami, who did the least during this fight, we don't know if the implications of him being in the state that he was in had a significant increase on his understanding and ability with jujutsu sorcery. If you take out Sukuna, what's the balance? And then mind you, um what's his name? Kenjaku is gone. So what's the balance in force for evil? Like it would what's the balance in force? And even in the epilogue, they would have to talk about that, right? Because it's been such a continuous theme throughout Jujutsu Kaisen that they would have to talk about it. What's the balancing evil force to combat the very strong good? Because they all ridiculously strong. Maki is another Toji. But a force for good. If Higemaru didn't, which I heard somebody talking about that on Twitter, it really isn't confirmed whether Higemaru or Higemaru, whatever his name is,
Higuruma.
whether Higuruma is really no telling if he actually died. Like he was really, 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 really injured, but was immediately taken to that doctor by Yui Yui. So think about it. Uh Yuta was on the brink of death. Yuta was it was game over for Yuta. And Yui got Yuta out fast enough for him to be able to do the body swap. If you if Yuta isn't dead, which it doesn't seem like Yuta is dead, it just seemed like he paralyzed at this point. If they either find some way to get him back to his body, which mind you, Rika didn't show up. So if anybody would be able to, it would be Rika who would be able to get him back to his body. The knowledge that he would have unlocked by just even that little bit of time, just jujitsu and sorcery, in that little bit of time that he was in Gojo's body, even if he go back to his body and just got a defunct to his own like curse energy reserve, which again was rivaling Sukuna, that's a beast in this world. That's a beast. That's a beast for the forces of good. Um, the black dude, he wasn't able to push his strength as far as he needed to when he was fighting Gojo, and Gojo was able to utilize and capitalize on that. But Gojo saw how he had an affinity for being able to like reach even higher heights, and he was able to tap a little bit of that into that a little bit during the fight with Sukuna. Who is the dude with the simple domain?
Oh,
Sukuna one on one.
Kusakabe? Kusakabe?
Yeah. Did he die?
Yeah, did he?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Hold up.
I don't think he died. Like
I
he
thought
may have.
I thought what's his face? Toto got him out.
Toto might have got him out. Toto,
Oh, is that Sukuna? Oh, because he did. Sukuna purposely left him alive to entice Ui to come out so he could kill him.
right? And he ended up getting out, and then Toto ended up being like
Popping him out.
yeah.
Or
So
Ui got out of there because the African nigga pulled up.
they said he
The
was the
ghetto.
most refined out of all of the people that were like right underneath Gojo. They all said that he was probably number one, not because of his ability, but because of his raw, like the idea how refined and how like skillful he was and tactical with his curse energy. He just fought Sukuna, the king of curses, one on one. Like if he alive after this, that man is a walking demon. Even if he don't like fighting, like if he ever in a position where he had to fight, a lot of people would not be able to hold their weight against him.
No sir.
Then it's like the bro, it's too many people. It's too many people that have grown from this fight. There's literally no balance if Sukuna is gone. There's no balance unless it's a cliffhanger, like you said, and the merger monster has to exist to be that balance, and that's just the cliffhanger. You making me think it might be a cliffhanger now. You making me think it
Man,
might be a cliffhanger because
it
that
can't,
was a really good point that you brought up. What would be the balance?
that shit would be. Ooh. I would like it either way. If he decides to end it, that'd be cool too. But if he did the cliffhanger, that would just shake up so many feathers. And I'm not gonna lie, sometimes niggas need their feathers shaked.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we do. And that would just put a smack on everybody who's been
I would be
doubting,
so. I had so
has
mixed,
been
so many mixed emotions.
so many mixed emotions. I would be happy because now we're getting even more. It gives Gege the time to be able to rest, do what he needs to do, flesh out a good story, be able to get his health back in order, hopefully get his fair affairs outside of his job in order as well. And then be able to cultivate even more better experience. And now we have another era that will be close to, if not the same as the Heian era, because the use of cursed energy will become not immense, but it will be required, a necessity in order to survive out in the real
Maybe that's
world.
what. Maybe they do end the story though, and they just say that is the fact that there now is the potential for an enemy or threat even greater than Sukuna. because of the curse energy being the way it is, and they could just end it on that too, though.
And then they just, oh, they bring it back, and now these niggas is older.
Yeah, they
Ooh,
could do that, or he could just leave it at that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
ooh,
saying? Where it's no more story, you just left knowing, yeah, like more could have happened. And then if Gege do want to come back and make more, he can because it's left open for it.
okay.
And you making me want? I don't know. I really don't know.
I low key want it. I just talked myself into it. I want it now. I want more JJK type content because this nigga has had no problems killing niggas, and albeit boohoo, it's sad niggas gotta die, but at the same time, this is it's been. I feel like no, surprisingly, for the most part, no plot armor. The main plot device, probably, or plot armor device that Gege's used this whole entire time was Divine Vows. Or what was it? It's Divine Vows, right?
The
No, that's
binding
something else.
vows.
Binding Vows.
Yeah.
The Binding Vows. Outside of that, because he has been popping out Binding Vows left and right just
Yeah.
to be able to make some sense of things. But for the most part, they do make sense in regards to what it is that they're doing. And it took a smart ass sorcerer like Sukuna to be able to teach basically everybody that you can commit binding vows for a lot of things as long as you meet those conditions, then you're straight.
Mm.
But yeah, I think we had enough talk about JJK. I don't know
Yeah.
how it's about to be. I don't know where it's about to go, but I feel like I'm thoroughly pleased at what Gege has been able to provide for these last couple of chapters. I hope he finishes with a smooth landing. All right. T, you want to talk about Alien Romulus real quick for the spoiler free?
Yes, I will.
All right, real quick, five
Spoiler
minutes.
free. I'm gonna make it quick. So just recently saw Alien Romulus. Another movie added to the Alien series. Uh, Ripley was an executive producer on this. Phenomenal movie from start to finish. I just have one funny gripe about it. It's not really much of a spoiler. If you already seen the trailer, you know who's in the cast. Um, if you notice, there was a black man in this movie dealing with this stuff. You will never see a black man go in space for nothing. That's scary. And we know this. Usually they don't have like an all black cast unless it's like the what's it, the blackening? And it's like
Hmm.
a prank on horror tropes of black horror. But this one, the only way they were able to get a black man to go in space to deal with these aliens is by making him a robot. Bruh, I don't understand like for the way for them to get around that was utterly
That's
hilarious.
hilarious.
I was sitting there crying because I've come to like I came to the conclusion. I'm like, none of us would be up there. Yes, in some alien movies they do have black guys in it, but he would usually have a gun. There was no weaponry. They the only way
You're
for
not
them to
getting me up there.
see, unless they make you a robot. Unless they make you a
Yeah, they have
robot.
to do something like that.
So,
Even as a robot, I think I'd be like, nah, nah.
but at the same time, he was my favorite character in that movie. You'll understand once you watch it from start to finish. The character
Okay.
development with him alone was pretty dope. But
Okay.
but everyone else, phenomenal acting. They did a great job with the aliens, showing it, having those iconic moments in every last one of these movies. Um, Especially like the sinister look it gives when it's like when it pans the camera on him, you see the teeth and that extra little mouth that pops out. No Diddy. Um, and I've come to the conclusion after watching all these alien movies, and the scandal with Diddy and all that good stuff, the no Diddies, the um random craziness. I've come to the conclusion that face hugger that they call him, that's not a face hugger no more. That's the diddler. That is the diddler.
Oh,
Because if you think about it, what does it do? It wraps his it literally wraps his tail around his neck, chokes him, and sticks
Yep.
his tentacle down his throat to implant the alien seed, just like it does in
uh,
every alien movie. But have you ever seen anyone successfully pull that thing off of somebody's face? No? Yes?
No, I'm trying to
Probably, it's
remember.
probably in the before, right?
No, it hasn't been done.
Mm-mm.
It
So,
hasn't been done. They tried to, but it just like was stuck to the person.
so in my opinion, that thing's called the diddler. Cause ain't no way that thing is gonna do all that to me. Nah, y'all better kill me. I don't wanna
Blow up the whole
even,
body, burn it.
bruh, just burn me. Just burn me up. I don't need to know what this thing is doing to me. It look what it did to me. Just
Yeah.
I don't want no, yo, what happened to me? What happened? Dog.
What's your
I'm
what's your
just
rate
9.5 out of
out of
10.
10?
9.5 out
9.5
of
out of
10.
10.
9.5,
That
10.
good?
Is
Yes.
that like does that classify as like a horror or a thriller?
It no horror.
Sci-fi,
Sci-fi horror.
Horror.
sci-fi horror.
Sci-fi
Yeah.
horror. Okay. Okay. Okay.
And
All right.
honestly, you
9.5
don't
out of
need to
10.
watch previous Alien movies to
Wow.
watch this. And that's how good it was from start to finish. The acting.
9.5.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Wow,
good.
that's exciting.
Okay. Gotta go tap in with that one. All right,
Is it you
everybody.
saw the first two aliens, right, T?
Oh yes.
It's giving that vibe like the first, like more like
Mm-hmm.
the first two? Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
The first two is crazy.
9.5 off the
What was it?
and it's get
So there's one
Prometheus is
scene.
technically the first one, right?
Technically,
nah,
yes, in the
Prometheus.
timeline, Prometheus is the
Yeah,
first one in the timeline.
first one.
But there's a
But
point
you know
in
what
this
I'm talking
movie.
about with the shorty.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, T. We going
Mm-hmm.
back to the 80s. It's
Oh
like
yeah.
those.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
need to go see that. I
So
need to go see that.
there's a point in this movie, not spoiling, where you have this moment of the slightest thing will set a whole cataclysm off. And when that moment happens, it hits, causing the whole chaos of the scene to occur. So when it gets to that last point where it just like hits a slam of it stops, it has a major moment where you're like, bruh, I ain't mad. I ain't mad at him. I ain't mad at him. Like when you get to that point, you'll understand what I'm talking about. It's
Yeah.
literally that moment where a whole chain of events is set off, and once it ends in that moment, you're like, yeah, I ain't mad at him for that one. Like it had to be
Mm.
done. It had to be done.
All right, nigga. Damn.
I'm not spoiling
All
nothing.
right. You give it too much. All right. On to the next topic. 9.5 out of 10. T gives a glamorous reflection of Alien Romulus. Obviously, me and Niall gonna pop in for that to see it as
Just
well to
remember,
give
Yeah.
y'all
it's not
our
a face
gun.
hugger no more. It's a diddler.
It's a diddler.
It's
It's
the
a
diddler.
diddler.
It's the diddler.
Remember that.
You'll
All right,
understand what
so
I'm talking about when you see it.
I
we
know
gonna
what you're
talk.
talking about.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen it in the trailers, but we gonna talk about some MCU because there's been a whole lot of leaks, rumors
Yeah.
coming out, a whole lot of leaks, rumors, whole lot of payments going out. Supposedly, and this is gonna be quickly. We gonna brush past this because we gotta get to the juicy parts. Supposedly, the Russo brothers came back. Obviously, we know that they are directing the new Avengers 2 movies, Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars.
Mhm.
Let me look up this real quick. Supposedly, oh, they're back for $80 million for both of those, directing both of those films.
Mm.
And Robert Downey Jr. is getting paid significantly more. Supposedly, ballparks are in the 90 to $100 million range, and that's going to be what we expect or hope. It seems rumors were saying that he might have a cameo appearance in one of these Marvel movies before, which I'm guessing is going to be Fantastic Four. Because there's also rumors saying that he's the Doctor Doom of that Fantastic Four universe that's coming over here. Supposedly. Rumors.
Mm.
Speculation.
He
What you
about to
make
do
of
this for another 20 years, 100 mil. He gonna be like, if y'all give me another 100 mil, I'll do two more.
this nigga's gonna be crazy. Alright, so he's getting around that range, right? Spider-Man 4 leaks is coming out as well.
Mm-hmm.
Rumors said before, if you peep in with the podcast. I'm pretty sure we brushed upon it. Rumor said before it was going to be a more grounded Spider-Man movie. It was going to be a Kingpin, probably the villain. Daredevil possibly making an appearance
Vincent
as well.
D'Onofrio.
Yes, supposedly that was going to be the main villain of the story, or one of them.
Ooh.
This is about to be the best Spider-Man movie.
But Sony came in and was demanding them to make it a more multiversal movie
Oh God.
so they can make more money. So now it seems like rumors and leaks are coming out. This is I should say my sources too. I'm getting this from Game Rat. So if they wrong, let them know, nigga. Don't let
No,
me
it'd
know.
be Game Rant. Game Rant be on it.
But supposedly they're going a different direction. They're going the multiversal route now. And it seems like speculation is saying that it might drop in between the Avengers movies, which might make him and his movie a more pivotal movie in the grand scheme of things. Which, if I'm thinking how they're what they're going, seems like every because I think we got to what Deadpool and Wolverine where they brought up the main concept of everybody has their anchor being. I think Spider-Man is the anchor being for the main MCU. It's like writing on the wall. If it's not at this point in time, I don't know who it is. Doctor Strange, he's tainted. He has a
Mm-hmm.
third eye coming out of his fucking forehead. Spider-Man hasn't killed nobody. He got stopped from killing the Green Goblin.
Yep.
So he hasn't done anything wicked, at least that we've seen, at least until he get that black suit. Which I just hope because they could do something good though. They could do something good, even though I don't want it to be a multiversal movie. I don't know how it's going to tie in multiversal wise, unless he's on Battle World. I'm guessing, but like, bruh, if you bring in the black suit and he gets that during the movie, and supposedly they were saying that they were going to introduce Norman and fuck, what is his son's name? Damn it,
Harry.
Harry.
Harry, Norman and Harry as well. I just don't know how they if they got the black suit, it's
I'm so
damn near nothing
sick
they
of
could do
these let's
wrong.
introduce 15 villain for
Mm-hmm.
Spider-Man. Do you okay? Another question too. If they trying to, if Sony is like, no, we trying to go for the money and we want to do the money grab, do they introduce Miles Morales in the real world?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah, it would be way too soon. They
Bro,
probably do
but
like a little
Sony
cameo,
don't do things
a
right.
little cameo, or bring it up.
Sony doesn't do things right.
That
So
is
don't
true.
think right. Don't think
But
the right thing to
but
do. Think
but
what would
Marvel
Sony do?
Marvel is the one at the helm. They just had to bend the knee for Sony for that brief thing. I'm pretty sure they fought back on a whole lot of bullshit. We've seen the Sony movies. Even though they coming out with these trailers that look like this Craven movie might be nice, I'm really hoping I
Basura.
don't take this lightly or don't take this in the wrong way. I'm not a hater, but damn it, if I had to hate, it would be on Sony Pictures right now and the movies that they coming out with.
I
So
strongly hope.
I hope they
I
fail with
hope
this.
this movie
Craven
is
about
good.
to be
Just so they
I
bad.
sell the
hope.
rights back.
I hope the movie is good so it
I
can
hope.
shut you up.
I hope it's
Craven about to
terrible.
be bad.
Cause I'm
It's about to
tired.
be bad.
But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing,
Sony
How
though.
you
can't
make
make good
how you make a
But
movies.
hold
Morbius
on, hold on,
first?
hold
No,
on,
no,
hold on,
no,
hold
no,
on,
no,
hold
no.
on,
Hold
hold
on,
on,
hold
hold
on.
on, hold on, hold on,
First,
hold
you
on.
make a fucking Morbius movie. That shit was ass. Nobody even asked for that fucking Morbius movie.
Web of
Hey,
Nobody's
Shadows.
hey,
around here
hey,
asking
hey.
for Morbius. Hold
Just
on, let me finish.
let me say
Let
this.
me finish.
One
Hold
second, one
on.
second. I just gotta say one thing.
Yeah.
It's Morbin time. Just remember that.
They made that shitty ass Morbius movie. Nobody asked for that again. And
Web of
then they
Shadows.
came back with fucking Madam Web,
Oh yeah,
one of the
Madam
most
Web.
iconic Spider-Man characters of all of the comics. You come back with this even more like this is not just trash. This is you dragged it in the mud, took it out the garbage can first, dragged it in the mud, threw it back in there, lit
Was
that
there a
bitch on
movie
fire.
before Morbius?
Was it?
Mm, no, I don't think so.
No.
I mean, technically, the Amazing Spider-Man.
But we don't count those. Those were
Yeah, but we
actually
don't
decent.
count them
They
because
were
they buy
decent.
Marvel.
The first one was decent. The second one was,
It was
Oh,
decent.
you talking about the ones with Garfield, Andrew
yeah.
Garfield.
The first one was
They
decent.
okay, just
The
like
second one was,
Venom is
They're decent. It's
okay.
decent. That's
Venom
all.
is
It's decent.
okay.
It's just decent.
Yeah. It's just decent. That's it. They can't make a good movie. They
Without Kevin
can't make
Feige.
a good movie for the life of them.
they can make a hell of a good animated
Craven
film.
is about to suck. Craven is about to suck. Yeah, they could do animated, but that's because Sony Pictures. Where is Sony located?
Japan.
I hope that they could do. I hope if they couldn't do this, the animated movies, we need a. There need to be a legit boycott at the office. Like sell all of this
What is
immediately.
what is going on? How they keep dropping the ball with all these? Like these are easy slam dunk characters. You telling me I'd be able to whip up a fucking story for Madam Web that was better than the shit that they whipped up.
No, you won't.
And these niggas getting paid hundreds of thousands of dollars
No, you won't.
probably.
I
If
wouldn't
not,
watch it. It'll be trash.
it'd be a lot better than the bullshit that they drop.
I
Trust
don't.
and
I don't
believe
believe
that.
so.
Niggas ain't gonna be running through the fucking forest like they fucking wild wildebeest and shit like that. Hell no. None of that. Be diggity dog damn. But yeah, as of this point in time, it seems like they might introduce Norman Osborn and Otto Octavius into the
I'm
fold.
okay with that. I'm
I've
okay with that.
seen them enough. I don't care. I don't like. Okay, no, I don't care. It's fine if you do it. It's these are major Spider-Man villains, but
But
In
what if?
the
What if? Hold on. Hold on. Hold up. What if they bring back the original actors in this universe, and Peter looks at them, and like, what are you doing here? But is they're actually from that universe? I ain't gonna lie. It'll be
what
it'll be it'll be kind of cool to see what's face come back. That
in the
I
played.
already
comics,
seen the MCU do a take on these characters using the old characters. I don't care.
in the comics, did Spider-Man fight the Sinister Six when he had the? Because I remember
Black
in the
suit,
animated series, yeah, I remember in the animated series, um, he fought him in the black suit. He was cooking their ass.
I don't know. I don't think so, but I don't know. He
They
could have.
haven't done that one, which I feel like would be a nice little twist because we always see the Sinister Six going crazy like that. And on top of that, he had help. In this present iteration, he still won't have help. I don't believe so, especially if it's a multiversal type of event. Everybody's gonna be too busy doing other shit. He could still stick to the neighborhood role, but in a unique way. It wouldn't be no neighborhood without the Earth being there. So I don't know. Maybe they can pull. They haven't missed with Spider Man. I feel like most of them have been at minimum probably like a 8, but at maximum probably damn near teetering 9.5, 10 for me personally.
Kingpin would have been great.
Kingpin would have been great. Kingpin and Daredevil, them two actors alone, nigga, you got to hit. You got to hit. And then you add Tom
Mulan would have
Holland.
been great.
And especially if you got the black suit too in the middle of it. Oh, his suit and Daredevil suit next to each other. Oh,
Did you just have a moment?
it
Did,
would have been cold, bro. They had an easy. Sony whole ass niggas always want to put their stamp of approval on shit. Stick to your animated films. You could do a Mean Miles Morales animated. Stop fucking with the real shit, nigga. Fuck. Damn.
They could have brought nah. They suck. Honestly, all they had to do is instead of doing a movie with like Sinister Six, they should have did. So I'm looking at it right now. It's multiple categories for Spider-Man villains. You have animal themed, you have villains with powers over the elements, you have horror theme, you have crime lords, you have inventors, and masters of trickery and illusion. I would have just went and grabbed One, I would have had a Spider-Man movie. If you go on the multiverse route, where you take a villain from each layer of those categories name, and you have them be displaced very similar to how it was done in the last Spider-Man movie, but these are ones that's through the TVA having a mishap of some sort. And then you literally, like, you could introduce Black Cat for the animal theme, so that way it's something new. You could introduce uh um they already did all of these other characters, but I think I really do like the character Sandman, so I'm gonna say bring Sandman back for the villains with powers over elements. For the horror theme, I'm saying no Green Goblin, no, maybe Hobgoblin would be cool, but for the horror themed, I probably would say Morlun, and I would have Morlun be
Ooh.
the big bad at the end. That's like
Ooh.
a major threat, and he like gets away.
Hmm.
Of the
What if
inventors,
what
I would have did Alistair Smythe. That would have been fire. Just bring in a storyline with Alistair Smythe. He could even be the mastermind behind why everything went crazy with the TVA. Like it could be something where he was displaced and then he ended up figuring out how to trick the TVA, and that's what released all of these other villains. And then the masters of trickery, I would have brought in, like, and since we already seen Mysterio in the last one, I would have brought Chameleon in, and that would have been cool. Because again, you gotta understand, they don't just do, like, Chameleon would have been dope.
Mm-hmm.
Because then you getting like Chameleon give you that opportunity to do a movie where it's like psychological. You know what I'm saying? So like you have like a psychological element where they, if they pushed it more on, like if they pushed the envelope more on it than they did with Mysterio, which they did a good job for it being PG-13 and having to be a kids movie. They pushed it pretty good, but to have it go a little bit further with Chameleon, where it's like he's messing with he's messing with Peter's mind around people like MJ and his other friend and Happy, and like the people that Tom Holland Spider-Man has left in that universe. You have Chameleon just go and just be a threat around all of them, and then after what happened with Aunt May, like Peter on edge over that, you could have, if you want to introduce like symbiotes and all of that into this, you have
Mm-hmm.
him having to deal with Chameleon and the psychological like toll that Chameleon is having on him as he gets the black suit. He ends up causing like significant harm. Like if you got to do the multiple character thing, do new characters.
what if
Like
it's
I don't,
just what
huh?
if it's just Morlun and his
That's what,
storyline?
that's what I'm saying is at the end I would introduce Morlun, but I would have it be more like a teaser,
But
like
what if
have him in the black suit, but he can't because Morlun is strong. Morlun in the comic books, Morlun hit Spider-Man, and Spider-Man said he hits harder than the Hulk. So you could have Spider-Man in the black suit, and then he thinking like, "Oh, I'm big shit. You can't do nothing about me while I got this black suit on." And he Morlun take it like it's nothing. And then we don't see nothing really major with Morlun for the rest of the movie. But then Morlun is kind of tied in either the cliffhanger or at the end. And Morlun is powerful enough to be an Avengers level threat. So you could have Morlun's whole family. You could have it being like a TVA portal that goes
yeah.
back to the entire family with Morlun at the end of
Mhm.
it. And now this
Mhm.
is his
Mm.
potential Spider-Verse threat that you
What
can now move the animated aspects that's done well into the live
to
action
interweave
aspects.
it?
Yep, you can have it interweave, and then you have then at that point they can introduce Miles Morales with that Spider Gwen, all of these different Spider characters. Sony want to do this for money. Well, here you go. Here's your money. Here's your money. We got live action Spider Gwen, live action and
What
you
if
could
that's what
create
they was
new
plotting the
characters. You
whole
could
time?
T we could even do a Spider-Man Deadpool where you have a version of Spider-Man that's also Deadpool that's introduced in this movie and is following along that same multiverse. You could use it as a multiversal cleanup after all of the Secret Wars stuff. Where it's like, okay, we've already been building up this multiversal stuff for so long, and now we want to transition out of it. But in order for us to transition out of it, why don't we let Sony do another multiversal arc through the Spider Verse as a live action, and then now you can have it bridge all of the other storylines that you want to see happen through whatever is next after the multiverse saga. But this gives Sony some little something to work with that everybody could be interested in, because it's like the last bit of the multiverse and the Spider Verse. They not gonna do that. It's too much, bro. If it sounds too nice, it's not gonna happen.
Oh yeah.
If it makes too much sense, it's not gonna happen.
But what
Mm-hmm.
if that's what Sony wanted all along? I feel like
They
that
not
more love
smart enough.
story.
It had to be Marvel would have to plan this out for Sony, and I think it's like you said, they want Sony to keep failing.
What if? Because I'm gonna give Sony their credit. They understand what IPs would get people butts in seats. They understand the general concept of what it takes to make a superhero film. You have to get a strong character that a lot of people are interested in. They can do that, I guess. Morbius being probably outside of that, but I guess technically he probably has a co-following. But what if they had the general idea we need to make this multiverse, and like you said, Marvel comes in and be like, for a multiverse film that we have to cook up in what say you 1 year, 1.5 years, 1 year max. What would be the easiest one that we can provide multiversal aspects, more Lun, because it's the Spider Verse, multiple Spider people, and be able to provide a cultivating story that pushes Peter further. Probably be able to introduce some people in the beginning of the movie just to see how other people react. Be able to drop some Easter eggs for how their relationship's gonna be down the line, type of thing like that. Peter gets the black suit that distinguishes him from a lot of the other Spider people. But if they bring back like Toby and Andrew as some of those, or one of those at least as one of the Spider people, as like one of his, I'm guessing Toby for one of his OGs. I can't be mad, but they would have to. Morlun is a heavy hitter, man. For a
Yeah,
multiversal film, that's the only one that I can necessarily. I don't necessarily know if Spider Man has any other multiversal villains
not really.
outside of that, unless the multiverse is coming to their crib, which I don't think it, because we're all expecting that Battle World is coming from the place, the Void. That's what all the rumors have been saying. So this shit has to be a multiverse where he travels throughout the multiverse
Wait,
type
like
of thing.
Century Void? When you say Void?
The Void, the place where
Oh,
everybody
got you.
gets sent into TVA
Yeah. Hmm.
when they get prone.
Okay.
So that's what the because of them voiding all of these things, there's gonna be different areas, different things that we probably haven't even seen before because those are from branch timelines, X-Men universes, all of that jazz. So and I don't, cause I,
Sony would have to do right. They would have to like they don't want it. Like that's the thing that's beating them up too, is that they keep trying to punch Marvel instead of trying to shake Marvel's hand. If they just shook Marvel's hand and was like, all right, like help us, we want to, let's weave this, let's two-man weave it. Let's come on, we got this. If y'all got this storyline y'all trying to do, what can we do that's a complement to that? Let us get our chicken, let y'all get y'all chicken, and then because we are thankful for that, we'll extend these characters out to the MCU world. Like if but they don't, it's too much, it's like pride or something. It's
it
like too
is
much pride.
the
They
ego
Mm-hmm.
is
can't
it,
do it. They just can't work together.
the
Maybe by
ego is
both
it.
sides. Honestly, maybe by both sides. It's so much pride and oh, we gotta be competition that it's like no, but it's like everybody has to be Pepsi and Coca Cola, and it's like why? Like why do you have to be like that? Why can't y'all just work together? Build both. If you were to be able to do like a multiverse saga that tied into a Spider Verse saga, it would spell billions for both companies. Billions. So why not just try to do that? But It's never going to happen because of pride, because they got to be competitors and they can never. That's why you won't ever get a DC versus Marvel movie. That has happened in comic books. It would spell $1 billion for Warner Brothers. It would spell $1 billion for Marvel,
I
but
don't
it
even.
will never happen. It'll never happen. They could get together and get it done.
Nah, not Warner
Like,
Brothers. Not Warner
they
Brothers.
this, but no, I say yes, Warner Brothers. The same way that it could happen for Sony, because I say Sony has more L's than Warner Brothers. So if I say that, if I think that it can happen with Sony, then I absolutely do think that if they actually work together, it could get done for Warner Brothers. But Marvel, you would have to work with Marvel because Marvel is the only, and Disney is the only entity that has been able to do it successfully. So it would have to take entities like Sony to be humble and
Mm.
to want to shake hands. It would have to take companies like Warner Brothers to be humble and want to shake Marvel's hand. And they do not want to do that. And possibly Marvel does not want to do that with them. Marvel might be walking around with big dick energy, pause, saying, nah, like, nah, we want to see y'all fail.
We got the
Mm-hmm.
We
money in this
we
equation right now.
yeah, they could play a part in this as well. I don't want to exclude Marvel for possibly being and Disney for possibly being part of the harm in this situation because that very well could be true.
True.
But they could get these things done. They could. They just won't. And the thing is, if you, I think where both Sony and Warner Brothers is failing is if you had a relationship with Marvel long enough to be able to understand what it is that Marvel does that works, you would figure out how to, like, you would figure out your own formula. But again, it'll never happen because of pride, because of greed, because of competition. Never
Hey,
happen.
that Warner Brothers sound crazy because I mean, James Gunn. I mean, he did work for Marvel. Maybe he don't have
Mm-hmm.
too bad of a relationship with them, where they might down the line might possibly do that. A live action, ooh, Marvel versus DC, nigga, that
It
shit,
would be billions. It would be billions of
it will break
dollars.
all the Avengers records ASAP.
Yeah. That
First,
might what's the highest race grossing one was Avengers Endgame and Infinity
couple Billy,
Wars.
right?
It was like a
For
couple
box
billy,
office.
but it
Uh,
wasn't like double digits, right?
no, hold on, let me see. Avengers Endgame made 2 billion worldwide gross.
And Infinity Wars was
Avengers
less than
Infinity
that.
War was 2 billion but 48 million. Avengers Endgame was 2,797,000,000.
Yeah, so if they did Marvel versus DC, I'm saying you hitting
You had
10
10
billion.
bill, 10 bill,
Yep.
easy,
5-5
easy
between both, it would still be more than y'all highest
worldwide.
grossing movies
Mm-hmm.
Nah, they really made one
individually.
billion off Spider-Man No Way Home is nuts.
Yeah, it was really
1
good.
billion, it was almost damn near 2 billion. It's 1,921,000,000.
Yeah, so that's 500 mil that Sony got just by being able to be humble. So if they can get 500 mil off being humble, what would stop them from being able to get a billion off being humble, 2 billion off being humble,
They
maybe even as much as 5 billion off being
Because they
humble
keep dropping these damn stinkers. They like Venom is the only thing keeping us
because they
afloat.
don't want to work with Marvel
We can't make no heaters. Why? We keep throwing shit at the wall and this shit is just not sticking, bruh.
because they
We
don't want
need
to
to
work
keep
with Marvel.
picking up
I would
this
have let
shit.
Marvel, I would have said to Marvel, Marvel, we'll give you any character that you want, but we want you to be in charge of making our movies nice, like really good. We want to be known like y'all are known, and we're willing to share in the profit, and we're willing to share our characters. We're willing to go out on a limb, take a little bit of a risk, and where they maybe between their entire Spider-Verse of movies have maybe hit a billion, and that's because of well, over a billion because Spider-Man hit a billion. No, but they only would have got 500,000 if it's equal share. So, or 500 mil if it's equal share. So maybe total they hit 1.5 bill. Let's say they hit 1.5 bill total, and most of that is coming from their Spider-Man trilogy. You would be able to, if you worked with Marvel, you would possibly be able to triple, quadruple, quintuple, whatever is after all of that, after 4 and after 5 and after 6 and after 7. They would be able to make like possibly 7 billion If they can make 1.5 off of just Spider-Man movies, if they gave Marvel the reins, I could see them making upwards of 7 billion. You could hit possibly a billion or 500 million off of a Venom if you worked with Marvel. You could hit possibly a billion or 500 million off of even a character like Craven if you work with Marvel. So many characters would you be able to do that with? So many characters.
Well, at the end of the day, Sony is just straight up greedy. They're
Yeah.
for one, you see how long it took for Spider-Man to come into the MCU,
Yep.
and now that it's successful, even during the Deadpool movie, they couldn't even show Spider-Man with
Man.
Tony Stark in that picture when you saw when Deadpool was in in the office with Happy
Yeah.
Hogan. They
Yep.
couldn't do that. So it's like little things like that shows
Right.
that like Sony is greedy.
Yep.
It doesn't
Greedy and
matter.
pride.
Yeah, because that would have been
Yep.
cool to think that at that time Tony Stark was probably alive and that picture was there. Like little stuff like that would have been cool, but Sony is
I,
greedy.
I figured it out. They not real comic heads. If they was real comic heads, they would have
No,
been
they
a
don't
okay.
care to be.
Oh, hold
They
up,
don't
hold
care
up,
to
hold up.
be.
I'm gonna be honest. None of these companies are like true comic book
Yeah.
heads, unless it's the Russo
Marvel
brothers.
is at least.
Now,
Marvel is Kevin
mm,
Feige especially, who's the head of the brain, who's the brains of the operation. He is a
okay,
super duper comic head.
okay,
We all know this.
I,
That's the only
okay.
reason why they've been able to stay
But that
afloat
might be the
and been able to
only
continue.
example throughout
But
all
here's the thing
three.
though. How? But okay, so how can you explain Thor: Love and Thunder, Thor Ragnarok, Tika Waititi literally saying, "Oh, I'm just doing this just to make money. I
Yeah.
don't know
He
the
didn't get
material."
He was
comic
spread
Yeah,
too
books.
but
thin because Disney probably got too much greedy on their end of the spectrum, thinking that any old movie, just because you get a director that might be infamous from other projects, they think that they could just come in and produce the same type of product with superheroes that have lore about them, just like Sony. They think that just dropping projects with superheroes that have lore about them is just enough. And you get a decent director, and boom.
Right, but like that still don't defeat the fact that none
they
of them
don't
care
read
about
the yeah
comics.
they don't read the material. They don't.
They just
Honestly,
don't care.
the best move would be you get some if you really don't want to check the material, get somebody who will still keep the director, but have somebody that can be like, okay, from looking at the material that I've studied and I'm being paid to do, this is what we should be doing in these movies. Take this direction and we can do really well in the box office, especially with comic book nerds alike and many people, and we can make a successful movie. That's
Throughout the
it.
three series, throughout the three companies, the only two people who have shown some aptitude regarding comic books has been Kevin Feige and Zack Snyder. That's
James Gunn
it.
too.
No, not really.
Not James
Just
Gunn.
characters. Just all that like he
Oh,
does,
you
but
forgot one
it's
extra
just
person.
the
You
characters.
forgot one person.
Ryan Coogler.
No. You forgot
Mm-mm.
one. You forgot one more person.
Cool.
Ryan Reynolds.
All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, that's true.
Ryan,
He
Ryan
do.
Coogler though, he stayed true to some roots though, comic book aspects wise.
No. I get that, but I'm saying like you got to think about that. Like he said, Zack Snyder, Kevin Feige, like Ryan Reynolds, especially the like. Okay, even though I'm always like the main
Ryan
Deadpool
Coogler.
person. Yeah, Ryan Coogler. Yes, I'm gonna get that to you. But like when you have someone, for example, Kevin Feige, he knows his stuff. But my whole thing is, I understand he's spread thin, but you gotta get these people to read the source materials. Like
Yeah.
it's been many directors, even on the Marvel TV shows, we were told not to read source material. We were told
Yeah.
not to do that. Like you cannot do that. You
But
can't.
that's Disney though again.
I understand that's Disney, but you
Still,
cannot
it's
do that.
nobody. It's not anybody doing it, so it's not being done.
I feel like
Yes.
in that position as Kevin Feige, what you gonna do? Fight back against these niggas? No. Let them
I
fuck up. No, let them fuck up,
Here's the
and then they
thing.
gonna
I
come scurrying
understand
back
that, but
just
what I'm
like they
saying
did.
is you gotta follow. Like, here's the thing. You gotta follow the formula. Look at different people that actually did well, like Kevin Feige.
Russos might be in there.
Russo brothers, yeah.
They
Yeah,
might be in
Russo.
there.
But I'm just trying to give like a good example. Ryan Reynolds, he studied Deadpool. He went down to the T. Before he even worked on the first script, he read everything about him so he can understand who Deadpool is as a character. And pretty much, even in the comics, you would think that version of Deadpool is Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
So he engulfed that character and took it and ran with it. My thing is, you need to keep that same energy across the board. You don't have to engulf yourself in the character, but at least read some of the comics that's pertaining to the movie that you're about to make. That's all. Read one comic, at least one, maybe two.
Now he could do that. Now he's able to decisively pick people to direct these films that
I'm glad the
actually,
Russo brothers
you
are
know,
actually coming back because Infinity War, Endgame, yes, it was great, but Infinity War is better than Endgame.
I don't know if I can argue with you, but I like want to. But I don't know if I can argue with you.
Endgame was a hell of a fucking movie. It had a
It
whole lot
was,
of
but Infinity
But
War was better.
Infinity Wars was like
Because here's the
amazing.
thing, Endgame, you literally half the movie was them. We like the big climax was not until the third act. Be honest. The first two chapters of that, like three parts, the first two parts of that movie was literally just them trying to figure out this whole blip thing, what they could do. Yeah, they killed Thanos, but it's like it literally a whole movie of them figuring out how to bring everybody back, how to get the stones and stuff. Literally, it was just a thinking movie. The first movie was straight up action, and like it had sadness, it
Yeah,
had
it was like a
action. It was
yeah.
like it
It
gave you
was written
everything.
well.
It gave you everything. In game, great way to end it off. Don't get me wrong, great movie. But literally, the first two parts was them like just figuring everything out.
it
I'm
was the
Yeah.
build up. It was the build up and the
yeah,
anticipation and
yeah.
nostalgia for the
So
second one.
let me say this:
Infinity War was good.
Between Endgame and Infinity War, it had the best third act. But overall, as a movie, Infinity War is better than Endgame.
It's hard to argue with you, but
Can't argue with the box office.
it's hard to argue with you, but I do put a little bit of strength. I don't know. It's hard to argue with you. Both of those movies were really good. I gotta dip out, y'all.
Yeah, that's fine. We can go ahead
Okay,
and
no.
Yeah.
End it off. I appreciate y'all again. Episode 34, if I'm not mistaken. Week 34 up in this thing. Went on a little tangent about this MCU, but you know we love our MCU. We want it to succeed in all superhero movies. But thank you once again. This is Sage, your humble host. We got Crocco's Corner. Check him out on all podcast platforms. T Smooth as well. He is on Twitch at Smooth Entertainment, exactly how it's spelled. Tap in with his streams as we are fighting Black Myth Wukong, beating Black Myth Wukong.
How
Um,
y'all like
yeah,
it?
is great. I should have put
Yeah.
that as one of the things.
he's
Is
slacking.
I'm not gonna
He's,
lie.
I'm
I'm
gonna say that
slacking.
I'm just gonna say this one quick thing. Wukong, Sun Wukong is the most powerful fictional character in history. Nobody is beating him.
Nigga, OP.
Nobody. He's
He was
OP
an
for no
asshole in the
reason.
books. I heard
He
he was an
is.
asshole in the
He
book.
is.
I gotta read it. I'm about
Bruh.
to. I'm about to hold it.
Bruh. The man literally he took a job and left the job because he got bored. And he got another job just to say I'm better than you. That that's all it is. He just does not care. He just does not care. He knows he's powerful. This man is like 7 times over immortal. He can do whatever he want. Like that's why Goku is so broken and built with plot armor.
Nigga got drunk at the party and got immortal, and everybody was mad at him because of it. We gonna hit it up on that. We gonna read that motherfucker and come back with the reviews for the book. All right,
Oh
Journey
yeah,
to the
send that to
West.
me.
I got
Oh
you.
yeah. Okay.
Journey to the West. All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all again. Peace out.